I'm going to tell you all a little bit about information literacy. Because this may be an unfamiliar term for some of you, I'm going to start with what it is, then why it is important to learn about and work on, and finally, how you will become informationally literate. Okay, so let's start with a broader term in regards to information literacy. The term literacy has morphed over the years to include a variety of contexts and applications, and you'll see also includes more than the traditional ability to read and write a printed page. A broad definition of literacy for our modern day is someone's level of knowledge or competence in a particular area or subject in a multimodal society. Now, like I said, this term includes a variety of contexts, so let's return to the word multimodal. Our multimodal society means that communication of information can happen in a wide variety of formats. These different formats can include being knowledgeable about computers, health, the digital world, media, or broadly, information. So let's put information literacy into a definition based on what we now know about the evolving world of literacy in general. Information literacy denotes the ability to identify, locate, and access appropriate sources of information to meet one's needs. Like I said before, literacy no longer just includes the ability to read and write, but also includes more critical thinking in regards to the information you're presented with in the wide variety of modes and demands your ability to know how to access these different information modes now that it includes more than your school's physical library. Let's put this into context of something more familiar. Imagine your school library. It will have some reference books like encyclopedias on one side, then regular fiction and nonfiction books on another side, maybe a collection of recent publications of popular magazines and newspapers somewhere in between, then another wall taken up by a row of computers. You must know which mode of information will work best for you to work on your school project, whether the best choice be Life magazine or a novel on LeBron's career. Literacy doesn't stop here, however. You must also be able to use whatever mode you choose to be best in order to get information from it. This process requires you to use language to traditionally read for research, but also requires you to critically think about which mode is best and why. But before it all requires you practice in context to actually find the information on your own. Here are the standards as stated on the American Library Association, often adopted by states in absence of their own information literacy standards. These outline in greater detail exactly what an informationally literate person is able to do. Summarized, these go directly through the definition of information literacy to say that you must be able to know what kind of information is needed, how to access this information, decide whether or not this is the best mode for your information access, become more knowledgeable through research without absorbing everything unnecessary, accomplish your goal of research, and finally, know that you've used the information properly. Now, why is information literacy an important skill to have? Hopefully going over its usefulness is considerably convincing, but let's go over why it should be taught in schools. In most teachers and administration's goals of schooling, there exists some idea that school exists in order to produce successful and participating citizens of the nation and world. This quote from the book Content Area Reading, Literacy and Learning Across the Curriculum outlines this exact concept and tells us why we would have to include information literacy in order to reach this goal. Society places a premium on literate behavior and demands that its citizens acquire literacy for personal, social, academic, and economic success. According to this quote, literacy supports a variety of aspects in your life in order to make you a successful and participating citizen. To encourage you to personally want to embrace information literacy in your abilities, let's return to the standards we just looked over. Take a look at the italicized words and see how information literacy is designed to make your life easier in an easily overwhelming multimodal society. Information literacy saves you time in your pursuance of information by making you more effective and efficient. helps you use only the best sources by teaching you to think critically, become more knowledgeable, accomplish a specific goal which you will have to do over and over again, and to use the information ethically and legally so that you know you're not going to get in trouble with the law or with fellow citizens. Plain and simple, information literacy makes your life easier. Now that you're convinced, let's move on to how you become informationally literate. According to the Common Core state standards, the best way of becoming literate in a multimodal society is to have access to a variety of modes of information to continually practice with. Then, to use this access to different modes of information in a variety of applications, such as in your English class, science class, math class, and at home for your own interest. And to do all of this through guided exploration rather than being told exactly what to use and how to use it, or gaining too much freedom without explanations of how and why to use different modes. Speaking of the use of information ethically and legally, here are my cited references. This has been a Prezi presentation on information literacy by Deanna Lambert. Thanks for learning with me.